Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Cleveland and things are about to get real interesting real quick. Now I'm going to have a little bit of a two-part special in this video for you. The first bit here is just the most ridiculous fight at the beginning of a match I think I've been in quite a while. So we push in and immediately Baltimore comes out to play. Now, I start shooting at Baltimore with HE because he has better armor than I do. And then I see Moss, so I'm just like, alright, well, if you want some, you're going to go ahead and take some. And we're going to try to get rid of the Moss as quickly as possible because getting rid of a destroyer is actually better than getting rid of the Baltimore at this point. There are two 16-inch guns behind me, so I'm not too worried about the Baltimore, but I am worried about the Moss. I'm running sonar right now because, obviously, this guy would be throwing torpedoes at me, right? And so we've managed to use our radar to keep them lit up. We're trying to get rid of them, also trying to pick a spot in the torpedoes to try to avoid. Careful of the over-rotation, Spartan! Nope, we're good. Alright, so now that that's done, you're thinking, okay, things are about to calm down a little bit. You're wrong! I go back to trying to shoot the Baltimore, and then all of a sudden I was just like, hey, I think I want some of this fight. And that's terrifying, because he can rip right through the front of my ship and do so much damage. However, there are two battleships behind me that can do a lot of damage to him real quick. So I am just trying to survive the inevitable, which is he is going to shoot me. And whether or not I can survive or not, I'm bow tanking the best of my ability. I'm trying to figure out the AP. AP's a bit iffy on the side of an Iowa. He's starting to angle away. So we're not going to be able to get as many penetrations, so we're shooting up into the superstructure now, trying to do as much damage per salvo as possible, getting 4,000 to 5,000 damage each time. That's where we want to be in terms of damage. Get a little less than that this time. May have hit too low, but there we get a much better salvo, even though it's less damage. I think we're starting to run into damage saturation of the superstructure. So there's not a whole lot we can do here other than just keep firing the guns and hoping he doesn't. Oh, God, that was close. That was close. Now we're on fire twice. We go ahead, use our damage con. Down goes Iowa, and that leaves just the Baltimore versus me, a Vladdy, and a Roma. I think it's a Roma. But either way, we're going to start pushing forward. Because why hang out? There's a Baltimore around the corner that needs to be finished. Now, I didn't notice that this Baltimore was going to be broadside to me until it's too late. So that's why I didn't load AP here. And I kind of want to stress that because if I'd loaded AP, I'd have probably killed him with one salvo. And so, yeah, just something to keep in mind. Try to pay attention. But with as much stuff that was going on, and now he's running his radar because he's trying to figure out where we're at, I guess. I don't know. But it's one of those things where he's probably just pushing all the buttons because he's about to die. Now, we come around, we hit him with 6 HE and do quite a bit of damage. We're going to load it again and do even more damage. We get the fire on him. He's not long for this world. Are we going to be able to finish him off? Yes, we are. Down he goes with the HE. And then the Udachi makes himself known, so we're like, well, might as well throw him at him too. Now, I'm not going to be too... I'm just going to be real with you guys. My shooting against this Udachi is abysmal. There are definitely better opportunities than what I was doing here. This was ridiculous. I think it was just the adrenaline of what we just survived. But thank you to the two battleships that were behind me. You guys did everything you could. And then, of course, to me being able to dodge the torpedoes especially. And we're going to get on to two brothers. Now, you're going to notice I'm in a division. Doesn't happen very often, but I was online and I saw my buddy Soviet online, so I jumped into a division with him. Because me and Soviet, man, I just enjoy playing together. I don't know how he puts up with how much griping and complaining I do most of the time. But he does. I don't know why, but he does. So thank you, Soviet. And then I'll be honest, I don't remember the other guy's name. It's one of Soviet's friends jumped into the division. He is in a destroyer. He's in a Udachi. He's going to move out forward. Now, my initial plan was to go behind this island to my right. If you've ever seen my Meet the Kutuzov video, or the Kutuzov, whatever you want to call it, this island right here is very, very dangerous for a light cruiser that spams HE. Now, the good thing about the Cleveland is you don't have to stay with HE. Depending on the situation, you can shoot anything. And that is one of the things that I really enjoy about this ship. Its rate of fire is second to none. Like, it's ridiculously fast-firing guns. I say that. Yeah, I think it is the fastest firing. Maybe Atlanta, because it's got 127s. But I could be wrong. Somebody is probably, well, I say probably. Somebody will correct me in the comments below, because let's be real. Somebody always does. Now, I knew we had 3 destroyers on the enemy team. Our destroyer's taking a forward spot, and initially all we see is the Atago, so we go ahead and we shoot at the Atago, and we're going to try to get him to back off, because he's the first thing that can absolutely wreck our destroyer. Now, just the timing of this spotting of the destroyers is perfect for the enemy. Our guy's going to be in a world of trouble because he is now stuck in the middle of everybody. There's a Roma there, there's a Atago there, there's 2 destroyers, both Japanese, and he doesn't have that many hit points to begin with, so he's in trouble. And the timing was just so perfect for them because I was behind the island, couldn't really get any shots on him. However, we're going to start pushing forward. Initially I was falling back, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm a light cruiser. I got to get this thing turned forward and start engaging these destroyers. You don't know how long they're going to stick around, so try to get off the map as quickly as possible. Now, the Kagero gets spotted, the Akatsuki gets spotted. I'm not going to lie, I burned my radar at the dumbest possible time here, but maybe my teammates can get shots on the Akatsuki because of the radar. That's my thought process. Even though he's firing his guns, our Yadachi's about to go down. I'm kind of indecisive on what I want to do, and then I notice the Kagero's still out there. I'm going to try to hit the Kagero. He's not really paying attention to me, so now is kind of the perfect time to ambush him with some HE, and we do absolutely ambush him with the HE. We get 4 hits on the first one, and the second salvo I think is going to get some as well. Another 4 with a fire on the Kagero. This Akatsuki, though, he's done. I don't know why he thought this was a good idea, but this was not a good idea. He was already hurt. He was trying to stay behind the island. Maybe he just overshot the island. He launches his torpedoes out there. Again, as long as you're in a light, like anything that you know torpedoes are coming in, it's easy to dodge torpedoes. If you don't know they're coming, that's when torpedoes really get you. But we knew that Akatsuki would be launching torpedoes there. Now, luckily to us, the Atago here is firing AP at us, which is perfect because he's not going to do much of anything with the AP. The Japanese AP is not that good. Their specialty, and especially the Atago's specialty, is its HE. It has ridiculous HE. Not just for fire chance, but also just the damage that you get. It's got better penetration on the HE. Now, we got a battleship going down the center, and I'm going to kind of forget about him. I'll lead you into that a little bit in a moment. Now here I'm trying to let Soviet know. We've already lost our buddy, so it's just me and Soviet holding this side of the map. I'm trying to let Soviet know, hey, the Kagero is out here. I'm spotted, which means he is not in his smoke screen. Now that we come out, we've got the Roma here. Unfortunately, this was bad timing for me, and this is going to put me in probably the scariest position of this match, because now I am basically 1v1ing a Roma who is angled, so I can't take advantage of my armor piercing, and he is going to be able to absolutely wreck me with armor piercing. And worse than that, I'm turning straight towards an island because I want to get all my guns to bear, and you can see I'm really starting to see the torpedoes. No big deal, we're going to dodge those, no problem. And then we go back to trying to burn the Roma, then you'll see the island symbol pop up in just a moment, right there. Island collision warning. Careful, 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 you're going to run into it. Yep, they're too late. Too late! We managed to run right into the island. Maybe saved our life a little bit. The Roma looks like he was caught off guard a little bit by that first salvo. But we're going back to trying to burn him down. He is opening up a little bit, so this may be able to let us use the AP a little bit more if he can stay opened up. But I want to kind of keep the fires going because I know that'll do a lot of damage. Then, of course, Kagero comes back out, starts firing at me, which, I mean, I don't know why, but I'll appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get him off the board. That'd be one more Japanese cruiser gone, or destroyer gone. And 2 salvos in, and down goes the Kagero. And that leaves just this Roma. Now, Roma just got punched by Soviet. Soviet just literally punched him, which is kind of a good thing. It means my distraction has worked. Soviet is in a much better position to obliterate him than I am. But he is starting to turn in bow tank, which means my AP is not going to be as good. We try to get the HE on him, and we do get the fire, but unfortunately, Soviet yoinks it at the exact same time, getting the kill that would have given us our 3rd. Now, there's still plenty of ships out here. We could potentially get a Kraken if we can play this correctly. If we get lucky in our team, because our team is black hole defending the base right now, which isn't the worst thing, especially in a situation like this where you're trying to get a video, you're trying to, like on Two Brothers, it's such a small map, defending your base is actually one of those valid strategies. as long as you're able to focus your firepower on one side and the other side doesn't completely collapse. Because if you stay in your base and you're not able to defend one of the flanks, then you get surrounded. Me and Soviet holding it down over here is absolutely saving our team's game right now. And so now we're in hunting mode. You've got me and Soviet going after the Atago. We know he's over here. We're just waiting for a chance to see him. Now, I just told Soviet over the mic, I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm about to get my sonar back up, so when we get into this fight with this guy, I'm going to have sonar running. So you'll know if torpedoes are coming. And that helps your battleships because they know that you're not going to leave them to dry. The biggest fear of a battleship, other than other battleships, is torpedoes. So having the guaranteed torpedo protection, or being able to see torpedoes from much further out, of having sonar running during an engagement like this is huge. It gives your battleship's captain so much more confidence. Now, Atago comes in bow tanking me initially, and so I'm going to have to eventually switch over to HE, which we do right now. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get him to turn. I know he wants to launch torpedoes at Soviet, so I'm trying to get him to turn. I want him to know, hey, I'm firing HE at you. I'm not a threat. And then after the second one, I go ahead and switch back to AP. He's going to try to get his torpedoes off, and that's going to be the death of him because as soon as you open up that angle to me, you're dead. And as you can see, we don't see any torpedoes. He didn't even have time to get the torpedoes off. That was teamwork. And that is what has absolutely won this game for us on this side of the map. Me and Soviet just constantly working together to win the match. Like, we had 2 destroyers against us over here. We had a battleship and a heavy cruiser over here against us. And it was just me and Soviet. So, yeah, we definitely carried our weight. I got 3 of the 4 kills. He got 1 of the kills. And we're going to go ahead, and we don't stop there, guys. Match ain't over. It's time to push our flank. We're at the enemy base. It's time to push our advantage. Get into the enemy base and start attacking these battleships from the side and rear. There's nothing they can do about it. And this is why having our teammates in the ability to stop, and you'll see I actually do forget that Bismarck is in the center of the map. I thought he was killed, but apparently he is not. He's still alive, and he is now starting to try to get into the enemy, or into our base. But at the end of the day, it's a Bismarck, and our entire team's there to counter him. So they should be able to handle a Bismarck, is what I'm saying. So on top of that, I don't currently have anybody I can shoot. I could shoot at the Iowa technically, but I don't have a very good shot at him. There's big islands in the way. I can't see him, so it's almost impossible for me to hit him. And we're not quite in range to catch the Gneisenau yet. So we're just trying to push in. We're trying to get into the enemy base, and we're trying to get close enough to where we can actually do some work. And now that we're in range of the Gneisenau, we start unloading the HE, and we're going to see what we can get. Like, it's just rinse and repeat, right? The game doesn't stop until it stops. So you just keep on trucking. We're at 83,000 damage right now. It doesn't seem like the best game, but when you consider that we only had 4 ships against us on our side, and me and Soviet were alone, like it was pretty much, that was a pretty good game. And now we get fire on the Gneisenau. We turn, we start shooting at the Iowa. Iowa realizes pretty quick after Soviet puts some damage into him that he's in a rough way. And so we're trying to get some damage with HE, and then we switch over to AP. At this range, I feel like I can get some plunging fire into the Iowa instead of shooting straight into the side armor. And you'll see once we realize that he's reversing, that we do actually start getting some more penetrations. And that first salvo, over 3,000 damage, not bad. That's pretty chunky. And down goes the Iowa with AP. Getting all the penetrations. That's the plunging fire coming into effect. Point blank, we were struggling to penetrate him in the previous clip, but at these ranges, not so much. But Gneisenau, he's in a rough way too. We're back on HE. We're trying to burn him down. Gneisenau has really, really nasty armor, so I'm not even going to try. And then, of course, Soviet comes in with the absolutely nasty hit, and we somehow managed to yoink his kill away from him, giving us our Kraken Unleashed, and ending the game here with 118,000 damage done, 5 kills, 2 Citadel hits, not too shabby, 290 main battery hits with 14 fires. We were setting all the fires in this one. And so I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's different watching a fire starter versus regular gameplay, but I hope the 2 clips that I've shown have been pretty action-packed, so it's not like I'm just sitting behind an island the entire game. It's actually a lot of fun, and I got a couple messages throughout the day too. We actually had a match where I did 150k, and it ended up being a loss, and it wasn't a very good game from my team. So I figured it's probably a bad one to post, because then I'd just spend the entire time ranting about my teammates. So I decided not to. Me and Soviet captured that base, and yeah, it was a good game. So what do we end up with, guys? I think it was a pretty solid game. 118,000 damage, high caliber, Kraken unleashed. We captured the base with Soviet by our side. 2,975 base XP. Soviet coming in second with 2,000 base XP. 6 kills out of the 9 between us. So if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.